It's day 212. Hamza, the Prophet's uncle. The eyes of the pagans were on Hamza. By destroying him, they thought they could reach the Prophet, but because of their fear, they were unable to come close to Hamza. They knew that Hamza was a master warrior, and they knew that they couldn't kill him easily. A black slave by the name of Washi was a master in using his lance. He was looking for an opportunity to kill Hamza. During the whole battle, he had been observing Hamza because Hind, the wife of Abu Sufyan, the chief of the Meccan pagans, had hired him to kill Hamza. She had promised him his freedom, and she was planning to give him priceless gifts if he was successful. Washi took aim at Hamza and threw his lance towards him as fast as he was able. Hamza fell to the ground with the lance buried in his chest. At that moment, he became a martyr. The pagans were glad to see that they had finally achieved this. With greater zeal, they again started attacking the Muslims. Then, climbing a nearby hill, one of the pagan warriors cried out, "Muhammad has been killed! Muhammad has been killed!" The Muslims who heard this went mad. Ali's heart was bleeding with the desire to respond. He was worried. Could this be really true? Had the Prophet been killed? He looked for him everywhere. His greatest wish was to see him one more time. As Ali was running back and forth on the battlefield, he heard a cry. "Good news! The Prophet has not died. He is alive. Here he is." The Muslims, seeing the Prophet, gathered around him joyfully. Now their aim was not winning the war, but protecting the Prophet. The pagans who saw that the Prophet was alive were afraid the Muslims would gather their forces again for a new attack. They gave up fighting anymore and slowly started leaving the battlefield. So the Muslims had almost won the war, but because the archers did not continue to obey the order of the Prophet, they were now suffering defeat. When evening came, the Muslims started returning home too. The Prophet was wounded, sick and tired. He had lost his uncle, many of his relatives, and other soldiers.